What you're seeing now, my friend, is not a joke. The air, normally very clear, the sky, normally blue and crisp, is now a very unhealthy yellowish gray. Thanks to the surrounding forest fires, there's not a lot of fires burning in my area, but I guess the wind is bringing the unhealthy material towards our area. The air is currently unhealthy to breathe, which is a bummer for many reasons, but mainly there's visible ash in the air, which is not fun for anyone. There's our normally bright sun struggling to shine through the smoke clouds. 2020 couldn't possibly get any worse, could it? Seeing how the world is ending outside my door, I think maybe we'll stay inside for today's video. Incidentally, have you seen what San Francisco looks like lately? Now this is not a doctored image. This is the view from the Golden Gate Bridge. And if you think that's scary, remember, 2020 is far from over. Why don't we hang out today, sip some wine, and discuss the Vinegar Syndrome October releases, shall we? Let's go to the website and see what they got. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. If you do, then you won't miss out on any of the boutique Blu-ray release news. Today we're talking about the wonderful, amazing October releases that the fine folks at Vinegar Syndrome have just dropped on our laps. But before that, I am excited to let you know about what they're excited to let us know. Free shipping in the US, that is correct. According to their banner here, we are excited to announce that all US orders now ship for free. And we've lowered international shipping rates as well. There's also a huge shipping related announcement coming pretty soon. I'm guessing maybe by the November releases we'll know about that other shipping announcement. But that is great. So anything you buy today or in the future is going to be with free shipping. Amazing. Now, let's get to the releases. You know, they really spoiled us this time with these 5 beautiful releases in gorgeous slipcases. The number one for me would be Deadly Games, also known as Dial Code Santa. That is an amazing French movie. Picture Home Alone if Kevin had balls. That's the best way to put it. That is such a wonderful movie. So fun. I don't know the other movies, to be honest. I do know Cementerio del Terror. It's a Mexican horror film. It looks like they will be doing a series of Mexican horror films with Ladrones de Tumbas being the most recent one from last month. So this month they're going to be doing Cementerio del Terror or Cemetery of Terror. And Necromancer will be the VSA title for this month. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to break these movies down individually. First up, Whodunit, aka Island of Blood, for $27.99. That is the front of the slipcover. And that is the gorgeous back. I assume that is the killer. I haven't seen this movie, but I'm going to take a wild guess that the guy in the mask with the chainsaw is the bad guy. This special limited edition embossed slipcover designed by Earl Kessler Jr. is limited to 3,000 units, so act fast if you want it. In a large house on an otherwise uninhabited Pacific island, a group of hopeful young actors have been assembled to prepare for their roles and what they've been told will be a very unique, family-oriented film. But on their first night, one of them is horribly boiled alive and dies. Although initially assumed to be an accident, as other mangled and mutilated bodies begin to appear, it becomes apparent that a madman is lurking among them and seems to be concocting all of the diabolical deaths in accordance with the macabre lyrics to an obscure song. One of the stranger cinematic interpretations of Agatha Christie's classic novel, And Then There Were None, William T. Nodd's Whodunit, a.k.a. Island of Blood, and Scared Alive, Scared Alive, that's a funny title, takes firm psychotronic hold of its respectable literary source material, transforming it into an over-the-top gore fest, complete with a jaw-dropping, out-of-left-field final twist. Wow, that's exciting. This film is 83 minutes. It is a region-free Blu-ray. There is an interview with Terrence Goodman, an interview with another actor, Jim Piper, an interview with actress Marie-Alice Racazner, an interview with editor Harry Rayat, commentary track with The Hysteria Continues. I think that's a comedy group, an improv group if I'm not mistaken. Then the original trailer and reversible cover artwork as well. That sounds like a treat. I love over-the-top gore and surprise ending. Dial Code Santa for me is the #1 purchase when it comes to this particular bundle. Not only is it a 4K release as well, it has a Blu-ray and a 4K. It's a little more expensive, it's $35. But, first of all, look at that slipcover. Look at that freaking slipcover right there. And this is the back. That makes sense if you've seen the movie. The little boy plays video games. He's an early gamer, sort of an early gamer version of Kevin McAllister, but a little more diabolical. And also his villain is also more diabolical. But let me read to you the back here. This special limited edition embossed slipcover, designed by Tom Hodge, that's the Dude Designs if I'm not mistaken, is limited to 4,000 units. So I would snap this up. Remember Rad? This is the same thing. And this is a more obscure movie than Rad, by the way. I highly recommend this one. I already snatched the minute I saw it. I friggin' snatched it up. I had to get it. I had to own it. I saw it on a very badly transferred torrent. I'm not gonna lie. I had to see this movie, and I found it in a torrent. And gosh, I can't wait to watch this movie in beautiful high definition. Anyway, here's the plot. Young Thomas is obsessed with action movies and video games, so much so that when his mother is out, he delights in turning the sprawling mansion where he and his invalid grandfather live into a makeshift battleground, concocting and setting elaborate traps. Home alone, grandfather aside, on Christmas Eve, Thomas is soon faced with an unexpected and very unwelcome guest, a department store Santa Claus who is, in fact, a deranged escapee from a nearby asylum. Putting his skills into action, Thomas begins an all-out assault against the murderous Saint Nick, rather than risking his Christmas turning into something closer to Halloween. A dazzling mix of thriller, action, and horror, and long rumored to be the unofficial inspiration for one of the biggest Hollywood blockbusters of the 90s. I mean, 100%, Home Alone ripped this off. René Manzor's Dial Code Santa Claus, a.k.a. 3615 Code Père Noël, a.k.a. Deadly Games, a.k.a. Game Over, is a would-be cult sensation that sadly never was. I mean, it should be, 100%. Anybody who watched it will become an instant fan. Featuring ultra-stylized cinematography from Michel Gaffier, which highlights the often dreamlike production design, Vinegar Syndrome is honored to present your next holiday favorite, Dial Code Santa Claus, in its U.S. disc debut and worldwide 4K Ultra HD debut from a brand new 4K restoration from the negative. I am so excited for this. 1989, 88 minutes, and here is the info. Region-free 4K and Blu-ray combo. Interview with the director, René Manzor. 88 minutes. Oh, wow. Wow, that's a long interview. I'm guessing that's a heck of an interview. Interview with the actor Alain Musée, 40 minutes. I believe he's the Santa Claus in the movie. I may be mistaken, but it is called To Become a Man, so maybe it's the little boy. Extensive stills gallery with director commentary. That's interesting. I've never seen a stills gallery with commentary. Multiple storyboards and scene comparisons. Behind-the-scenes featurette. 8 minutes. Synapse, a short film by René Manzor. Pre-trailer model shots. I'm not sure what that is. Okay, 2 minutes. Bonnie Tyler music video, Merry Christmas. Yeah, the movie has its own theme song, too. French, English, and Italian trailers. French teaser trailer and TV spot. Reversible cover artwork. Guys, this is the one to buy. Let me tell you guys that Santa Claus movie is bananas, but in all the right ways. Imagine if Kevin McAllister happened to be a big fan of Rambo, and instead of just sort of pussyfooting around with the burglars, he actively tried to murder them. That's what happens, essentially, in Deadly Games / Game Over, a.k.a. Dial Code Santa, a.k.a. 3651, 15, whatever the hell. So many names. But the most important thing you have to take away from this moment right here is that you need to purchase this movie. I'm going to guarantee that this is going to sell out, just like Rad, just like Tammy and the T-Rex, not only because it's one of their 4K releases, which is ultimately, I think, the main reason it's going to, the number one reason it's going to sell out, but because it is such a rare movie and such a unique film and such a, for a collector, for people who like obscure and bizarre movies, this is a white whale release. You have to get Dial Code Santa Claus. You will not regret it. I know it's a little more expensive. It's, it's like $10 more. But man, It's worth it. Rest in Pieces comes in at $28. That is the front of the cover. That is a gorgeous cover. I don't know anything about this film. That is the back of the cover. I think I've seen that artwork before. That does feel very familiar to me, but I can't place it. But that is beautiful. Oh, wow. Excellent. Okay, what is this about? This special limited edition embossed slipcover was designed by Tom Hodge and Earl Kessler. They took the front and the back there, 3,000 units. Helen Hewitt has inherited her recently deceased Aunt Catherine's humongous country villa. After arriving at the new home, she and her husband Bob immediately feel a sense of unease and hostility from the estate's staff and tenants, all of whom do their best to make the young couple feel unwelcome. As strange and increasingly sinister events begin to take place around her, Helen becomes determined to uncover the truth about the goings-on and slowly begins to unearth the horrifying and unspeakable evil occurring at the mysterious mansion. One of a handful of films that acclaimed Spanish horror and exploitation auteur José Ramón Larraz, who just recently had a box set from Arrow, made primarily for the American market, Rest in Pieces plays like a refined piece of Euro horror as filtered through the trashy mindset of late 80s direct-to-video trash. 1987, 90 minutes. This is a region-free Blu-ray. It includes both the original English and the dubbed Spanish language soundtracks, piece by piece, an interview with actor Scott Thompson Baker, and an audio commentary with film historians and authors Sam Dagan, and Kat Ellinger, and a reversible cover artwork as well. This looks like a lot of fun. I know the director, but I don't know this film, so I'm very intrigued by this release. Next up is the Mexican horror release of the month, and I'm really glad they're starting this series because I am big into Spanish horror films, not only because I'm Cuban, but because I do appreciate a good Mexican horror film, and these are some of the best. Cementerio del Terror, that is the front, and that is the gorgeous back. I love the artwork. I'm curious who does these artworks. I'm going to find out right now. This special limited edition embossed slipcover is designed by Richard Hilliard. It does an amazing job. I'm pretty sure he did the one for Grave Robbers. And limited to 3,000 units. I already grabbed mine. It's Halloween night and a group of bored teenagers decide to pull a ghastly prank as a means of getting lucky, stealing a corpse from the local morgue and taking it to a nearby cemetery where they perform a satanic ritual in an attempt to bring it back to life. And of course, everyone knows that's exactly how you get laid. Unfortunately, they happen to choose the body of a savage serial killer who has just been shot dead by the police, ending a recent spate of satanically influenced murders. Unwittingly reviving the bloodthirsty sadist to the realm of the undead, the group of fun-seeking youngsters risk becoming dinner for the devil-worshipping zombie, with only occult expert Dr. Cardena, legendary Mexican character actor Hugo Stiglitz, Hugo is awesome, able to try and put an end to the madness. The directing debut of Ruben Galindo Jr., the guy who directed Grave Robbers, Cemetery of Terror is easily the wildest zombie movie to ever emerge from Mexico. Well, I'll be the judge of that. I've got it on DVD. I'm going to be rewatching it soon. Filled with extra gratuitous gore effects that would feel right at home in a Fulci film and all of the ludicrous plotting of a Bruno Mattei epic, Cemetery is non-stop thrills and bloodshed from beginning to end. Well, that sounds like a blast. It's 1995, 91 minutes, Spanish with English subtitles. I should also mention that, for those of you who don't know, Dial Code Santa Claus is in French with English subtitles. This film is region-free Blu-ray. Comes with a commentary track with director Ruben Galindo Jr., commentary track with The Hysteria Continues, and an interview with Ruben Galindo Jr. as well as actor René Cardona III, and a reversible cover artwork as well. I gotta say, I'm very excited that they're doing this new line of Mexican films, the Ruben Galindo Jr. films. I can't wait to see what they come out with next. I hope they put out that one where the ventriloquist dummies are played by dwarves and they try to kill people. I hope, if you're listening, Vinegar Syndrome, you put out the film Al Filo del Terror. I forget what the name was in English, but I think it's like The Edge of Terror or The Edge of Fear or something like that. So anyway, look for that movie, Al Filo del Terror. That should be the next release. Well, you probably have the next release already planned, but the next release, Al Filo del Terror for sure. Because, pal, you can't go wrong with dwarves playing ventriloquist dummies that want to kill you. Last but not least, this month's VSA title is Necromancer. That is the front, and I guess that's kind of also the front cover as well. These are bottom loading, the VSA ones. These are pretty neat. Pre-order now. October 27th is when it ships. These are limit 1 per customer. Just so you know, if you have a subscription, your discount code is Necromancer. Necromancer is part of our Vinegar Syndrome archive collection, celebrating forgotten cinematic oddities from the video store era. This collection was inspired by our own brick-and-mortar video store, The Archive, in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and one day I'm going to go visit that place. This one is limited to 4,000 units, FYI, so if you're a VSA collector, jump on it now. Julie Johnson, a young college co-ed, is savagely gang-raped by a trio of men who then attempt to blackmail her into staying silent. As Julie attempts to put her life back together and deal with her now suspicious boyfriend, she learns of a strange fortune teller who professes to have the ability to exact revenge through supernatural means. After visiting the woman who senses her trauma, Julie is possessed by a demonic force that punishes her attackers in the most fitting way possible: castration and death. I mean, honestly, there's no other way to take care of a rapist, right? I mean, that is perfect. A supernatural take on the rape and revenge storyline, Dusty Nelson's Necromancer was written by William Nod from Whodunit fame and features a supporting performance from Russ Tamblyn himself. You know him best from Satan's Sadists. From 1988 and running 88 minutes. This is a region-free Blu-ray, and it's got a video conference with director Dusty Nelson, an interview with actor Lee Cole, and an interview with actor Wadey Riddell. Limited to 4,000 and includes a double-sided poster as well as reversible cover artwork. This also just caught my eyes from AGFA, Scary Tales. The pre-order is up now for $25. That is the front of the slip, and of course the back of the slip is almost exactly the same. Looks like still images from the production there. What the heck is this one about? This is limited only to 1,500 units for the slipcover. Scary Tales proves that the films of John Waters and Don Doler aren't the only genre miracles from Baltimore. A shot-on-video horror anthology that plays out like a public access version of Creepshow? Hold on, I think I'm already sold. This is what happens when satanic necklaces, bloodthirsty slashers, and Dungeons and Dragons style live-action roleplay collide with cool dads, neon light bulbs, and dungeon synthesizers. Hold on a second here. I'm a cool dad. Maybe I need this movie. AGFA and Bleeding Skull are thrilled to present this charming, gore-filled dreamscape that has been meticulously pieced together from its original SVHS mastered tapes. Holy crap. From 1993. Wow, that's a lot later than I thought this was going to be. From 1993, 70 minutes. This is a region-free Blu-ray. It has a commentary track from the director, Doug Ulrich, a 1987 demo version of Scary Tales, outtakes and vintage TV promos, early horror shorts by director Doug Ulrich, a bonus movie, Darkest Souls, the follow-up to Scary Tales. Wow, so you get two movies for the price of one. I mean, I don't know how long Darkest Souls is, but from 1994, so from the year following. That's awesome. Reversible cover and subtitles. Oh my god, I think I need to own this as well. Well, there you have that, pal. That's all the news that's fit to talk about when discussing the Vinegar Syndrome October lineup. I am very excited. Deadly Games and Cementerio del Terror are already in my collection. I have pre-ordered those. I am curious about the other films. I think I'm going to do a little bit more research on those myself. But finding Scary Tales, I think I'm grabbing that one as well. Let me know in the comments down below what you're going to be grabbing, and if you've grabbed them all. They do offer a bundle for $130. That's the bundle you see right here. All 5 movies, and you get them October 27th. So if you want them all, grab them ASAP. Well, pal, that'll do it for today. This has been a really nice and cozy chat with you. Kind of a loungy feeling today. We didn't have to go outside because, well, the world is ending, so it's safer in here talking about movies. Am I right? I hope this video has found you happy, healthy, and well, pal. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you sharing that time with me. I, for one, am very impressed with the Vinegar Syndrome October releases, and I look forward to their November releases, which, as you know, coincide with Black Friday. Little Birdie told me they're going to be having a flash sale for the pre-orders for November coming up in about 2 weeks as of the recording of this video, so stay tuned for updates on that. For now, pal, I urge you to go get Dial Code Santa Claus because that's going to be the one to grab. I guarantee it. Come next month, that's going to be the next rad. And not just because it's in 4K, well, maybe partly because it's in 4K, but because it's such a rare and unique film that honestly any collector needs to own. I'm going to finish my vino and try to catch my breath, so until we meet again, I wish you a very pleasant good day, good evening, or good night, wherever you are, and remember, I am your friendly neighborhood Master Chaos, and I remain to be continued.